You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
You're
Hey,
great.
Derek.
Are we gonna have nicknames for each other each episode?
You're
I think
great.
we should.
You're great.
I'm Underboob. That's the original. That's the OG. So you're Nev Nips. I'm Underboob.
Oh wait, let's not give away the studio production value we have here.
It's pretty low.
You're probably going to sing anyway, so you might as well just use
That's
that
a
part,
good
you
point.
know? You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
You are great.
You're great.
The greatest.
That's true. We are
Your
the
goat.
greatest. This is the greatest podcast of all time.
Where's your goat? It's right here. It's this podcast.
GPOAT. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
GPOAT? What's GPOAT? Stop. Hold the
greatest
presses.
podcast of all time.
I loved it. I liked
Thank you.
it. I appreciated it.
Maybe we should write
It's
it
better
down.
than
Anyways.
PGOAT, podcast greatest of all time. You can PGOAT your own way.
Yeah. Good God. Welcome to the Hug Life podcast. This is your favorite. What did I?
Did you just have a
Poat?
stroke? Are you okay?
No, I'm trying. Now all I can think is PGOAT, but that's not what I said. What did I say? I really did glitch there
For a second, it's like you glitched out. You just had a
Saying-
moment.
My brain is not. It's deteriorating quickly.
You have a
Anyways.
hot and smooth brain. I've been there. I'm still there right now. So hot, so smooth. My hands are made of paper.
Anyways, I'm Mike Paperhands Coletta.
And I am Monica, the wallaby, Nevi. Just thinking of random animals to
Ooh,
throw out
That's
there.
good. That's a fun one. Wallabies are cute.
Welcome to the Hot Smooth Braincast.
We're doing fine.
Everything's fine. It's been a while. We have
It's
the
been a while.
listeners. Thank you for doing that. I
Sam does
did
it all
that
the
to
time.
Katie, and it was a bad timing because she was telling me a serious thing, and we were talking about it, and then she's like, "Yeah, it's just been a while." And I was like, "It's been a while," and I'm like, "I'm so sorry." Like I just
She
did
does
it
that one.
instinctually. and
She
I'm
also
like,
does it's been like that.
"Oh, yeah, spam." Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's a fun one to do too.
Anytime anyone says, and you're just sometimes it's not in the best.
It's not a good way. It's not a good thing to just say the song lyric, but it's fun.
It
When
is
it is
funny.
fun, it's fun.
Well, and then you're like, the other person's always like, oh my God.
Like, can you please stop?
Anyways.
It has been a long time since we've recorded.
Yes.
Because, and I feel like people are worried. Don't be worried about us as far as this podcast goes. We're
no.
very strong. It's just we're realizing now in this world that we're in 2023, we got different things going on, and we
Mhm.
have to have like space between episodes sometimes, and that's just the way it is. That's just life.
Well,
and we
had
appreciate you being here.
almost 10-year backlog of other episodes
That
that
is
maybe
true.
we got some new listeners. They need to know the origins of the pod. You can listen to episodes where people are now divorced or whatever.
That is true. It is weird listening to episodes where I'm like, people are no longer together again, like the one that just came out recently.
Yeah, that's what made me laugh. I was like, oh wait, they did that together, which is fine.
Or
They're
having
cordial.
the episode with that one radio DJ we now don't like anymore that was on. There's a lot of
I
things.
was like, how many people are canceled that we've
that we've
on the
had.
podcast? Yeah.
Aren't we just glad? Yeah, it's one of those things where it's just the nature of stand-up comedy, and you work with people and it moves and changes. It's just
Yeah.
it's a beautiful thing, but also terrifying.
Life now too. I feel like a lot of people know more things about their own coworkers or whatever that you're like, oh, would have known that if we weren't trapped inside for 2 years or
We
whatever.
weren't all huddled together for warmth like penguins in the Arctic.
I think that's the opposite of what we were supposed to do during that time, but that's, whatever.
I'm not afraid to have a COVID cuddle puddle.
Anyways, thank you for listening. And we are totally fine. And we record when we want to.
Well, Monica,
Yeah.
I told you on the phone that I didn't have a lot of dates in March, and I was wrong, and I just forgot I had a bunch
Oh,
of
you
dates
forgot.
in
I was going to
March.
say maybe you got a bunch booked, but now no.
Nope,
you
it's
just
just-
forgot you already had them.
It's just me being silly when it comes to doing stand-up comedy dates. So I have them right here. Well, this weekend, the week this comes out, I'm actually at Club Comedy to end out February with Kermit Apio on the 24th and 25th. I'm headlining also on the 23rd in a room that I just forgot to write the venue down for. So I'm really good at this stand-up comedy
you're
thing.
somewhere. This is a fun mystery game.
March
you figure out
10th.
where you're supposed to be working.
Right. March 10th, I'm at Wild Man Brewing Gastropub and that's in Olympia.
That was in Olympia, yeah.
And then I'm doing the next night El Serape in Tumwater. And then on the 17th, that's St. Patrick's Day. I don't have anything there. On the 18th, I have comedy at Wild Man Brewing at the other Wild Man Gastropub
In Raymond.
In Raymond. That's
I
right.
just did it.
Oh, yeah. How was it?
It was fine. It was not good. They were pretty drunk, and it's a very small town, but it was fine.
Yeah, it is what it is. And then
I will be honest, I had prime rib there though.
oh, well, you just sold it for me.
Yeah.
So, and then on the Thursday, the March 30th, I'm at Mount Olympus Brewing in Aberdeen, Washington.
There you go. You had
So,
lots of stuff.
and these are headlining dates, which is exciting for me because I like to stretch my legs.
Yes.
And I've been featuring a lot this last month and
And now
hosting
it's
to my
headlining
dismay. And now it's
March
headlining
Madness.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got an offer from okay, I'm going to talk a little silliness about our dear friend, Humongous Celtic Jason, for a second. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I love Jay, right? We love Jay.
Big Irish Jay.
Big Irish Jay.
funny.
He called me. He's like, do you want to come do my show on St. Patrick's Day? And I'm like, well, there's a problem. I'm already booked. But also, where is it? He's like, Boston. And then he goes, okay. So I have to get a flight to Boston less than a month out
To do one night.
to do like a couple shows. It pays, but there's no way I'd find a flight
Would
in
it
time.
pay enough to cover the flight?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Because the flight to Boston cannot be cheap for St. Patrick's Day.
No, definitely not. For
Yeah.
St.
And
Patrick's
I
Day.
told him next year, but I was just like, Jason, he wouldn't mind me making fun of him for this. But I'm like, I love you. It feels like someone dropped out and he thought of me late, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe. That's funny.
It was all our friends,
tries.
though. Manny, Kane, Tyler Smith, all these people we know and love were there, and I would love to do it, but I just was like, I couldn't. If I'd have known 3 months ago, I would have said yes, absolutely, and gone.
That's funny that he books a show in Boston with no one from Boston except for him.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's a fun time though. I wish I could do it.
That does. And I've wanted to do Boston, so I would be supportive of you doing that. Tell me how it goes.
I'm sorry that
Boston.
Didn't work out. The north end of Boston still has amazing Italian food. Still. Not like it's changed. It's never changed. It's got really good.
I've never been there. So
baked goods, cannolis. Oh, good cannoli.
Can I do my dates real quick?
Let me just talk about cannolis for a little bit longer. And go ahead.
This week, the 23rd, I'm in Chicago at the Den Theater in the Crosby Room. 24th and 25th, I'm in Indianapolis at Helium Comedy Club, headlining upstairs. Then the next week, I'm in Everett and Tumwater, and then St. Louis, Portland. We also have the Secret Show is on the 3rd.
Yes, and I will be there for it.
Oh, I will too. Or I should be. And it is almost halfway sold out right now. So if you're coming, if you're coming, then you should get your tickets now.
My favorite thing, by the way,
some cool people around that night. So we're going to try to get some pretty cool drop-ins. So either way, I think you should get tickets right now.
My favorite thing about the Secret Show is that I have comics asking me, what do you and Monica do for like advertising? And I'm like, nothing, because we've been around this long and people just fucking go. And it's
people
sick.
Just go. No, it's always some random fucking
TikTok influencer.
Yeah, I know what happened on this one. And the TikTok influencer was me.
Hey, I saw your thing.
Yeah, I posted just a cool, little stories for the last one, hoping like people would see it and then come, which they did. It was a good show for the anniversary show, but I just said like, these are my favorite stories, and on TikTok it got like 50,000 views. So then my link tree shows you how many clicks you have on, and normally every link has like 10 12. The Secret Show had 660. And I was like, oh, yeah. But it was the wrong, it's the wrong ticket link because it was for February and people started watching it, kept watching it over the weekend. So then I changed it the day after, and that, but there was like 600 of those clicks were definitely for the wrong show.
A TikTok together before the show, get there a little early and just do a little walk about the room and show people what it's like.
Sure,
that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get better at this. I have a little
ad that's of the room. We had somebody film some stuff in it, and then I did a little voiceover. And that was a couple months ago, and that worked well. But yeah, it's when people pick it up, there's a things to do in Seattle type of TikToks or whatever. That's good. It is. I mean, the concept is amazing. It's a great show. There's no reason people who are trying to promote cool things to do in Seattle shouldn't pick our show, but
right,
just hasn't always gotten there yet. So Whatever.
It's whatever. It's whatever. But yeah, I love our secret show. I love it so much.
Me
Cammy was there
too.
last time. Oh, it was
Yes.
a beautiful thing.
It was great. And I think maybe he'll be showing up a little bit more. Yeah. So any of those tickets, including the secret show, linktree.com/Monica Nevi or monicanevi.com. You can find those tickets there. But yeah, there's a big theater show happening nearby that evening.
Mm.
And, we know the opener very well. So we might see who's going to pop in.
We're doing a really good job building
suspense.
here. I feel like we're really crushing it right now.
Okay, what else do we say? You do the Patreon.
All right, here's what you can do. You can go see us live. Obviously, number one. That's the most important thing.
That is most.
Number two, rate, review, subscribe. Tell your friends about the podcast. Tell them we exist. That's really helpful. That's more helpful, I think, than all the other stuff. It's just telling people that you listen to us, because people trust people more than the internet.
Or maybe you have a certain favorite episode, then you go, oh my gosh, here, you got to listen to this.
Oh man, the episode that Mike's not on it. That's the one I like the most. Get to throw out that one. I don't think we've ever actually done episodes without each other.
Didn't we do them separate once?
Oh, we did, and we put them together.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Maybe you like that one. I don't know. The ones where we were on tour. That's kind of the ones we actually just finished the ones from us being on tour. Like the redos. The tour is over again. On the episodes to
and then it maybe so maybe a recent Hugflexion was the top 5 things from the tour, which was my favorite episode. I enjoy that one.
Really fun one. You could also go and click on our Amazon banner links, either on our Hug Life podcast website, on Monica's website. You can also just go to Monica's website, monicanevi.com. Mine's colettacomedy.com. There's links to our websites on the Hug Life website. I'm pretty sure I put those on there. Now I'm going to double check and fix it if I didn't. Then you can also go to patreon.com/huglifepodcast. Donate $1 a month. You get Patreon episodes. Danny Dodge does our art at Studio Dodge on Instagram, or studiododge.com. Monica has a special out on YouTube you should watch.
Yeah, big stepdad energy.
80 for 80. We don't talk about that much anymore. That's a good thing to watch still. 80 for 80.
Yeah, that's on YouTube as well. On my YouTube. Yeah, sure. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Yeah, subscribe to Monica's YouTube. Follow her on Instagram or TikTok. Yeah. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Yeah. I'm really trying to make an effort this week.
Well, there you go.
Because
this really week, follow Mike this week.
Just this week.
Feel good.
Unfollow on Sunday, but just this week.
I say everyone unfollow right now, then tomorrow
refollow.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it so much. I'm having a hard time, mostly because I don't like myself on videotape. I just don't like the way I look. It's a lot of like weird things about body stuff with me that I hate. That's why I don't post. And it's hard because I just don't want to bring that judgment towards me, because it's shitty people on the internet no matter what you do, right? There's no way to avoid that.
I think, that's the hard part. Either you have to just say fuck it and do it and not look or something, or don't do it if it makes you feel
I have a video clip.
So if you're gonna do it, just do it.
From the secret show that's like 10 pounds ago, and it's noticeable, and I'm like, I've lost weight since then. I don't want to put it out there, but it's like I got to put it out there. I can't not.
It's gonna exist, and tag the secret show in it too.
Tag it all.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, Monica, do you have lexical embraces?
Yes, I do.
Do you want me to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You go first, because for some reason I'm forgetting what.
First one. I was in the airport. I was going to Medford, right? And I'm sitting in a long, long line to drop my bag off. And I get in the line, and the person goes, "I am starstruck. You're Mike Coletta from the Hug Life podcast." And I'm like, you must be the only person that listens to this podcast. Like,
there you are. We finally met you. No.
Statistically, you are an anomaly, is what's going on. And so, it was nice.
Actually, more weird to see that.
But I made it more weird because I was insistent on like getting to know their name, and they were not interested because there's a crowded fucking line of people trying to drop their bags.
It's like, I'm also trying to do my job here.
And I was like, oh shit, my bad, dude. All right, I'll see you later. So thank you, Kevin. I read your name tag.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin.
That felt good. But what about you? What do you got right now?
Okay. First, this is confusing. sustaining a minor injury
Mm-hmm.
while doing something like tough. Not tough. I want to. In my head, it comes up as manly, but I don't want to use that word.
You don't
But
need
like
to
outdoorsy or like
wildery.
yeah, something wildery. So like, I mean, not necessarily this part. I have a bandage on because I was doing all the recycling, and like breaking the boxes down, breaking down boxes. And I got a good cardboard cut there while we have to like take it to the transfer station or whatever. So it's me and all these wildery dudes, right? A lot of beards. And I'm just like bleeding everywhere. It wouldn't stop. And I kept like, I don't have any napkins or anything. And I kept like putting it on my sweatshirt thinking like, okay, it's just going to stop. But it just kept
Just kept
bleeding.
going.
Yeah. And so I was just like, just doing my man stuff while bleeding.
Your wildery
But
duties.
yeah, when you're like gardening and stuff, you're getting your garden all set up in the springtime and stuff. Maybe you get a little cut. I think that's cool.
I think so too.
I mean, it shows that you were like working hard,
You did something, yeah.
Or like you come in and you like accidentally wiped dirt on your forehead or something. Like
So you
like,
got some dirt on you, yeah.
Yeah. I think
A
that's
dirty
cool.
face. It's pretty cool.
I am just gonna be the most Northwest outdoorsy grill.
Were you wearing flannel while you were doing it?
No, but my shirt does say Pacific Northwest on it. But
Oh, nice.
no, so for my birthday, Aaron got me a paddleboard, a stand-up paddleboard, and then, which I've wanted for a while, and then my family, my parents and my grandparents together got me new irons, golf irons, and my dad got me a driver for Christmas. So now I have like new clubs,
full set of new clubs.
We have bikes that her parents brought us up from California, and I have a paddleboard. Like I'm just gonna be outdoors all the time again.
And you can live your dream of golfing off a paddleboard finally.
Yes.
That you've always wanted to do. Do a little driving
totally
range.
do that actually. Well, we
you can
used
get some
to
of those
hit
biodegradable balls.
Yeah, we used to hit them into the lake sometimes just because it's fun. But that would be
well, if you want to go paddleboarding, there's the beach park near my house that I have access to, and it's a good place. People do it. People paddleboard there, so
would
just
love it. Well, because some people go at like Ruston and stuff down here, but I feel like
I think that's dicey as shit too.
Yeah,
like I don't know why Ruston. That's just like a major boat
so
throughway.
Close to,
it's way too much boat traffic.
Yes, it just seems dirty. It's literally right next to the ferry. Like it's but I was thinking like a lake, or I was kind of like one time we were in Bothell at the McMinimans there. There's like a big, it's called the Anderson School. It used to be a school and they turned it into a McMinimans, but they have a huge pool and there was people on their paddleboards in the pool. And I was like, oh, that would be warmer.
Want to know a great lake? Now? North Lake in Federal Way is where I go fishing for trout at a very specific time of year, but it's a great summer lake. It's very calm. People, no motors allowed. So it's there's people with electric motors, but that's it.
But no, okay.
People paddleboard, people float too. They do all sorts of shit there. It's a good place. And you just have to have a Discover Pass. I do
have one.
Yeah, you're good to go.
Yeah. Okay, good to know. And I'll write these down. All right, now that we've an outdoorsy things, but so sustaining, I guess having proof, you have your lovely hiking joke that you want proof that you were outside, and get a little scratch or something. And you're like, oh yeah, I was just hiking earlier or whatever, You know
what's weird? I didn't do any of the fiance material in Medford last week, like yesterday and the day before. Yeah. And I guess Saturday and Friday. But people treat me differently when I don't talk about having a fiance. And it's not like
they think weird. You're a single dude, or are they?
I don't know what it's just a very different vibe I get when people.
I haven't. Well, and I also, I wear a wedding ring, but I haven't talked about being single. And I mean, obviously not being single. I haven't even alluded to the fact that I wouldn't be married in a long time. So I don't.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I wonder if people would treat me. I mean, they used to obviously treat me different because I talked about being single. And by treat me different, I mean they were creepy. But
and I didn't talk about being single. I just never mentioned it because
I haven't gotten offered a threesome
show,
in quite a while.
It's a bummer. It's a real bummer, isn't it? At bar shows, though, like specifically this Chadwick's gig in Medford, I have jokes. I pretty much do there only.
Yeah.
because I know they're gonna hit hard with the
They're
rough and tumble folk. You know what I mean?
Rowdy group.
Like clap clit, always ending on that there,
Oh,
obviously.
yeah.
And like
Love-
the strip
love
club
a
joke,
clap.
pretty much do that there and nowhere else. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of where it's at. So
Trying to think about where was I on Thursday?
like for example, these gigs I do in bars this week and like the bar shows at the rowdy bar shows I'm doing in Olympia this next month.
Yeah.
It's gonna have a lot of that kind of shit in it.
That's true. I feel like all of those, because some of them like are busy. They're definitely packed, but it's still a bar. So no matter what, it's going to be kind of rowdy.
It's gonna get a little rowdy. That's one thing I was getting like upset about when I did it this week is I taped the sets and I haven't watched the second show yet because the second show, the Saturday show, was better than the Friday. But the
Mhm.
Friday, there was so much fucking talking. Even
Ugh.
if I was doing well, I could never use those
Couldn't hear
tapes
it,
for
yeah.
anything. It's
I
a
mean,
hot
that's
bummer.
yeah, I know.
But I got some new tapes from Club Comedy, and I'm there this weekend
Yeah,
too. So
I
it's
got
like,
one, but I just, you know, it's like one little thing in my hair, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to
see,
use
and that
this.
one from the Secret Show, the one with the D, it's the D&D joke that's new, and it hit really hard that night. But I
Yeah.
have like the greasiest looking hair imaginable. I look like a 80s villain with greasy hair.
It's just so much work. One to film, but then to be like, okay, I have to look like I'm on television every time I'm on stage.
Yeah.
That's
Bo
annoying.
did video of me when I was in Chelan, and the videos look so good, but I don't like the sets. Like the sets just didn't feel great to me. Like they
Yeah.
didn't get the response I wanted. And
Yes, clearly he's got a good system for
yeah, he sent me his
filming.
camera info, but it's very expensive. So
Yeah, I'm sure. What were we gonna? Oh, finances. Unless you had, did you
yeah.
have any good news?
No, I didn't have any good news today.
Okay, perfect.
Saddest sentence ever said on a podcast.
No, there's no good news today.
There's no good news anymore. But yeah, today we're going to positive spin.
Yes.
Being obsessed. I'm going to say obsessed. Let's use the word obsessed.
Yeah.
With personal finance, because I feel like money is one of those things that's stigmatized a lot in American culture. I don't know about other world cultures for all you worldly listeners out there.
That's true.
But it's kind of a thing here where people don't like talking about it. And Monica and I are both, I think I can speak for you when I say we're very open with comedy money stuff. We tell people what we make and everything because that's how you know if you're getting ripped off or not.
Yeah,
right?
People get screwed over a lot because it is just it's up to someone else to set a price often, especially at, you're not selling out theaters or whatever. So then you have to go, am I getting screwed compared to what other people are getting? It's a fun game.
It's a fun game to play. But yeah, it's one of those things where I'm getting more cognizant of it, I guess is the word. Like I'm paying more attention to this personal finance thing and I'm reading a book about it and I'm like trying to get better and pay off my, especially now that I have a new job where I'm getting paid significantly more money than I was before.
Right. Yeah.
That it's like, I got to figure this shit out. So I wanted to talk about why that's a good thing. And I think the first one's obvious that you're going to get your finances together. That's the first obvious thing, hopefully. But the problem comes from the social aspect of this, because I can't think of a worse person that's like the kind of person that's like, what you got to do with your money? And you're like, no. You walk away. And we know people like that in comedy that are like trying to tell you what to do. And it's frustrating.
Oh my gosh. Drives me nuts. Drives me crazy. Trying to tell us how to run our shows and do all this different stuff. And it's like, look, just let me fail.
Just let me fail how I want to fail.
Now, that's funny when people try to give me advice about the Secret Show. And I'm like, we've been doing it for 8 years. I think we're doing fine.
And we're selling out consistently. Like not every time, but most times we're almost
and now,
full, sold out.
like a low number would be half full, which is before we were like
10 people and we're like, well, it's gonna be one of those nights. But now that doesn't happen.
That just doesn't happen anymore, which is beautiful. But yeah, whatever. And different. I think I am a little bit more guarded with producing information. I don't know why though.
I mean, I'm pretty open with the brewery show, for example. I'm pretty open with the pay because I always want to make sure it's still good.
Yeah. So this is the thing with Carco. It's varied a lot based on if they're traveling in or not for the headliners. But I do the same deal where basically if you sell over 100 tickets, then you double what I've guaranteed you, which I do for everybody. But so if it's a local person, it's like $100 less than someone traveling in, which isn't that crazy, but
that's not crazy. I mean, for
Yeah.
my show, it's a Sunday, so getting $250 to headline on a
Right.
Sunday is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
It's not ideal. Obviously, I want to pay you like $500, obviously, but that's the budget for the whole show. So
But that's so I've done that with. I mean, I'll be transparent about it. I suppose I've done a $400 guarantee for the headliner if they're local, $500 guarantee if they're coming from out of town. But then it doubles when you get to 100, and it actually keeps going up after that every 50 tickets. So
how did the show go with Kermit and Greg?
Went really well, and I think it's finally doing. It's only been a year, but doing what I want it to do, which is like drawing just people who want to see good comedy in Renton, like, and so I got a lot of messages afterwards that were like, I'm so glad I didn't have to drive to Seattle to see like a really good show. It's like, that's the whole point. But so it was like maybe 120 people all together, which is good. And the time before was Zoltan, and it was like 130 pre-sold, but then, so it was probably like 150. But the energy on this audience was better, I thought. And then, they, even with an intermission, they're like fine coming back because you can only buy drinks or have drinks in the lobby, and I want the theater to make money, so we just do an intermission so they can drink more, and then they go out there and pound 2 wines in 10 minutes and come back in.
That's the only time it's acceptable to have an intermission with comedy is when the theater's asking for it.
Yes. Well, they didn't even ask, but I just like, because they don't charge me to, like, we're working together, me and the theater. So I want to make sure that they're making money too. And I know that the audiences that I bring like to drink, so we might as well allow them to do that. But
that's how the brewery is too, where they're like, because I've had comics be like, why do you have a budget? Why don't you just like split it up? You'll make more money. And I'm like, yeah, but with a budget, I guarantee that I can pay the comic this amount, and the rest goes to the brewery, and it's their venue, so they're the ones that should make like the most money. I feel like I don't really care. They're also my friends. Like, I'm not gonna nickel and dime
that
my
has
friends.
a ton to do with it. And like, we work together essentially, but I just know that that's a big source of income for any place. If they could bring them into the theater, it's 2 different licenses whether they could bring them in the theater or not, and the one they currently have is only for the lobby. If they could bring them into the theater, I wouldn't do it, because then people can just go get a drink whenever they want, But because they can't, I do the intermission so that they can drink, and it's Renton, they get the shakes or whatever. They
get real and see if they don't get their sauce. You know how it is.
No, but it was really good. Greg did great, and he sold like 10 t-shirts, which is awesome. I think that's
hell yeah, Greg.
Yeah. And then Kermit crushed. I mean, I'd say that like I'm a little surprised, but I knew he was going to do well, and I knew they would really like him, and he's always consistent. That's why I booked him. But like, just really, really crushed.
He just murders people in cold blood, that guy, which is weird because he's the nicest person in the world.
I know. No, but it was great and really fun. And, we've already booked the headliners for the rest of the year, so that's good. And those tickets are already up and stuff. So anyways. And the manager of the facility was like, I mean, if this keeps going, like, we're really gonna make a lot of money doing this. And I was like, yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, that's the goal, big dog.
Yeah, well, that's because we wanted to bring like, not huge names, but bigger names to Renton. And so we're doing that. But
so I guess minus the show financial side of it, what can we say about the person and why it's good? The person that gives you unsolicited advice for finances. Maybe they do reveal something you don't know, even though most of it's a load of hooey.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe, because there's so many there's a lot of cutting corners and, like shortcut. Oh, you got to do this. You got to do this. Like a million different ways to whatever, save money or use the credit cards properly. I don't know. I've heard just so many things, but maybe there is, because I do feel like you should find something and like focus on that thing. Like maybe it's just savings, or maybe you do whatever, not stocks, but like mutual funds or something, whatever, some other form of like accruing. But if you do too many things, it seems like that's when it doesn't work. So maybe someone good talking about shit like that does turn you on to the one thing that might be good for you.
Yeah, that's true. You look at what not to do based on this person that's telling you what stocks you should buy, and in reality,
Yeah,
it
maybe
tricks
that's it.
you into getting into a very safe, solid
I
investment.
will say, people talking about stocks has never made me go, "Oh, I want to do that."
No, and you see all
I
these
don't
people. So
know.
like Wall Street Bets, which is a Reddit thread I subscribe to because it's the Wild West of the internet. You see people losing tens of thousands of dollars
Yeah.
consistently, and they're just like, "Well, I lost," and it's like
Yeah.
you're throwing
I also
away
don't like to gamble
loan
normally.
payments. Yeah,
So, yeah, like,
I don't care about. That's another thing too. Like doing the casino gigs, like I have never gambling, that side of me is gone. I don't
yeah,
care about it anymore. I don't want, maybe if I'm in Vegas, I'll put some money in a slot machine and hope I get $40. And if I don't after $5, I just walk away.
maybe that's like in a insecurity or something where I'm just like, oh, I'm not gonna win. Like, why would I gamble? I'm not
Well,
gonna
yeah. I
win.
mean, it's against you. It's stacked against you. So
Yeah,
it's
when there's
like,
stuff that's like I play fantasy basketball and we buy in, but that's because I'm in control-ish of making certain choices that I feel more confident about. Because I know basketball better. But yeah, all this, and I'm sure maybe people, I mean, I know there's certain people who know everything about gambling, especially card games and stuff, but I don't care to do that. So then it just feels like I'm throwing money away. I've always been obsessed with saving money. Like just, I
savings
just,
account just
yeah, I
feels
just
good.
love it. I got my first account when I was like 7 or 8, and I just loved putting money in there, and I still do. Obviously, it's a little bit harder now, um, but so the idea of being like, okay, now you can use all this money that you worked really hard for and that you can see, like I like seeing it in there. You could use all of that and maybe make more money or maybe lose some of it. And I'm like, no, I know that I have this. I just want to keep this. Let me
Just leave it in
keep,
there. Yeah.
then I can add to it. Like, yeah, there's that. I'm not a big gambler with stuff. I mean, it is interesting sometimes just to learn some of the words and stuff, like, because I mean, like when cryptocurrency started and stuff, I was like, don't care, don't really care to learn about it. But then you hear one of those guys like talking about it like that, and you're like, all right, well, now at least I'm starting to understand. None of it makes me go, oh, I should do that. But at least you kind
Yeah.
of understand what's in the zeitgeist.
The cultural zeitgeist. Well, that
Mhm.
the cryptocurrency and NFTs and stuff. Because I bought cryptocurrency
Yeah. Oh, did
late,
you?
like an idiot. Because I was like, and I didn't spend too much money on it, so I don't feel that bad, And I'm just
Yeah.
gonna sit. I'm just gonna sit there. It's just gonna sit there for until the end of time, most
Yeah.
likely, at least 5 years,
Right.
because I can't pull it out until then without having taxes on it. So,
There you go.
um, but I'm not buying any more of it. I think it's hard because when the trend shows up online, it's gone. You
Oh,
shouldn't
yeah.
jump into it. It's over.
Well, and I feel like that's the same way with our fucking careers too. So that none of it is like, I just feel more and more, and it goes for life and finances. Whatever you want to do and what feels best, just stick to it and stop being so shifted by everything else that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what happens with um stock markety type of stuff is people get scared and then they move when they shouldn't or do something weird because they're whatever, it's a lack of confidence. And I feel like that's what happens in comedy for some people or just art for some people, where it's like, I've been working really hard on this thing, but I need to be doing something else. It's taking too long. Now everybody's doing whatever it is at the time, videos, podcasts, whatever. You want to be doing whatever the cool thing is or making the decision that everyone's doing. But if everyone does it, then it can't be beneficial for you in a big way. And I would assume that's similar for finance stuff.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's safe
Yeah.
to say.
So be confident and save your fucking money.
And don't be a Wolf of Wall Street wannabe. Don't be like that. That's a very dude bro thing to
I
do, too.
know,
Don't
which
do that.
I don't even know if I've met guys who see them and go like, oh yeah, I want to be like that guy.
Yeah,
I
they
think
watch the movie and they're like, "There's
yeah,
no problems here.
yeah, this
It's all fine.
seems cool.
Seems chill."
They're like, yeah, man, I want to get kicked in the face by Margot Robbie or whatever. um, Who doesn't? No, that, yeah, I don't, whatever. I just, yeah, I'm not attracted to that type of person, like as a friend or anything. Like I don't want to listen to that guy.
No, no one does because it's overbearing. Like it's
Well, and also I don't really believe him. I think part of that is being like confident, part of the big money type of people is like, oh yeah, we just do this and this and this. And you're like, oh no, you're probably hiding a bankruptcy. But
yeah.
yeah, but you're like, all right, we'll talk to somebody else about it. I'm
oh,
an
you got good
independent
finances?
artist. So we
You got
don't have
good-
the same finances.
I got really good finances. Oh, you do too? No, I actually have gone bankrupt 3 times, but I like it. I love it.
But I like it.
I just love it. I just
They're
love
that's not a big
playing with
deal.
it.
God, people who say they're like, well, yeah, bankruptcy. I mean, that's not that big a deal. You just file for bankruptcy and then you go and you're like,
We
why
have
do you know
comedy
that?
friends that do that, and it is just like, yikes, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah,
Because there's some
no.
debt that doesn't go away either. Like it'll
Well, and your
carry you.
credit score, I don't think can ever really come back.
No, it doesn't recover
So
after that. You're done, so I
that's
think so.
craziness.
But
Which is a fun part of. I do probably know more about certain things only because my sweet, sweet wife works for credit union and has worked for banks before and stuff. So but you hear stories of people just making the weirdest financial decisions ever. You're like,
oh
you have 4 cars already. You're delinquent on this many different loans and all this stuff, and you're trying to get another $40,000 car right now. Like, what is happening?
I don't get it. I
No.
actually looked at my bank account and got mad today because in November I made a purchase on my credit card where I'm like, why did I buy that? Like I just it just like hit me and I'm like, what was I thinking? And this was only like 4 months ago, but I'm like, what is wrong with me?
It is the constant battle between you and your past self.
Where you're like, what did I do?
Look at this dummy.
Look at this dingus. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I feel like we really crushed
Yes.
talking about it today.
You're
We
gonna
never
learn.
covered this topic that much really. So I think the number one thing to take away is it's okay to be excited about your money, but you don't want to treat it like it's a game. Treat it like it's something you're
it's a real
doing and
thing.
it's safe. And
I say use other people. That's my life motto. Use
get an
everyone
expert.
as much as you can. No, and just learn what you want from them, but don't engage otherwise. That's what I would say.
Yeah. Also, there's like a lot of people that are hired. You can hire to talk to you about this kind of stuff, and you
Yes,
should
it's
listen to
true. There
them
are a
instead
lot
of
of
random
people
guys in bars for
who've
sure.
been
Because
trained.
everyone loves giving financial advice. That's one thing that's
when
hilarious.
everyone knows what they're talking about,
Mhm.
right? And everyone their way works or whatever. Don't fucking trust them.
Trust no one. But
Create
be
your own
happy.
way. Yeah, trust no one. Be happy.
All right,
Go
Monica.
stand outside. Yes.
Do we have a charity we want to talk about today, or is the charity supporting the Seattle Super Secret Stand-Up Show? I think it should be that.
Yes, sure, absolutely. Come see, or just buying tickets to any of our shows would be lovely.
Yeah, just going to see us live. That'd be really helpful.
Yeah.
Monica, is there anything you want to say to listener before we go?
Yeah, I love you so much.